Tonight, there are major developments in the track meet stabbing trial. In an unexpected move on this rare Saturday session of court, the state rested. The defense is now calling witnesses. Karmelo Anthony is charged with murder in the death of Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet in April of last year. Our senior crime and justice reporter, Rebecca Lopez, is covering this trial from us from the Collin County Courthouse. She joins us live right now. So walk us through what happened today. A lot, Rebecca.
There was a lot that happened today, and it was surprising that the prosecution did rest its case after the jurors heard from more student witnesses. They also heard from the medical examiner, and they heard from one of the students that was under that memorial tent that was both friends with Austin Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony. And what it showed us today is that sometimes witnesses can really remember the same event very differently, and while they generally agreed on what happened, the details widely varied. Now, one of the most anticipated witnesses was that student who knew both Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. He testified that tensions escalated after Anthony was asked to leave the memorial team tent. He told jurors Anthony became angry, challenged Austin to move him, and appeared to be provoking a confrontation before Austin put his hands on him. He described Austin falling backwards, lifting his shirt, and yelling that he'd been stabbed. He also said he and Karmelo Anthony were not good friends. But on cross-examination, the jury was shown photos of the two together at parties, social gatherings, and at a track meet weeks before the stabbing. This was in an effort to show that they were much closer than the witness acknowledged. And then when asked why he didn't intervene, he said he really didn't know, and why he didn't tell his teammates that he knew Anthony to calm everyone down.
I think you understand that they're still young, and it's just like anything with time. You're sometimes going to get some discrepancies within what they said. You listen for what are those big key elements or those big key points that someone's going to make, and whatever it is that they say, have they veered or varied off of that?
And the defense called its first witness a Centennial track coach who testified that there were no real rules, that no one could go into another team's tent. He says it's very relaxed at track meets, and they often go into other people's tents. He also said that they did not have a tent that day when it was raining because they did not have the manpower. And he also said that they always have a coach inside that tent because they know that sometimes there is a confrontation, there could be confrontations between students. And the defense is trying to show that they didn't understand why Memorial's players were so intent on not having somebody under their tent and why there was not a coach there supervising them, Teresa.
Rebecca, before we let you go, just a couple more questions. I think a lot of people expected that Austin's twin brother, Hunter Metcalf, would testify. So why didn't prosecutors call him before they arrested?
Well, Hunter Metcalf has not been inside the courtroom because there is a rule that potential witnesses cannot listen to other testimony. And so he has not been in the courtroom, but our legal expert believes that perhaps the state is waiting to call him as a rebuttal witness after the defense finishes its case.
And then one more thing. I know the medical examiner testified. That can be really difficult for family members. So what was that like? How did the judge handle that particular testimony?
The judge basically told the courtroom if there's anyone here that does not want to listen to the medical examiner because it's going to be very difficult to listen to. The details were going to be graphic and the pictures were going to be graphic. So he asked anyone that didn't want to see that to leave the courtroom. The family of Austin Metcalf did in fact leave the courtroom, as well as some other people that were there to watch this trial. And so then they did show the pictures of the autopsy, but only to the jury. The rest of the gallery didn't see it. But you can imagine, Teresa, it is a difficult moment, and that was a very difficult moment for Austin Metcalf's family.
It's so hard for everyone involved. All right, Rebecca Lopez, our senior crime and justice reporter, continuing our live coverage on this rare Saturday session in a court in Collin County. Rebecca, thank you. And every day, WFAA is bringing you in-depth coverage from inside that courtroom. We've been telling you cameras are not allowed inside. So Rebecca Lopez and Jobin Puniker, you see there, they are your eyes and ears. You can get more context on what is happening with our nightly special after the trial. It streams on WFAA Plus every night at 8 p.m. when court is in session.